Avengers! Assemble.
2025 is looking like a dream come true for Marvel fans. After the huge success of the Infinity Saga, we only got one movie this year. You might be wondering if things are slowing down. Definitely not. The only movie we got this year was Deadpool and Wolverine, and it was a massive hit with fans and made over $1.2 billion. Coming up, we've got RDJ returning and the Fantastic Four finally making their debut, plus a lot more. So, let's dive in. Captain America: Brave New World, February 14, 2025. With Chris Evans stepping down as Captain America in the MCU, Sam Wilson is now taking up the shield. In Phase 5, Captain America: Brave New World will dive deeper into the post-Avengers Endgame world, as the franchise enters a fresh new chapter with both new heroes and the return of fan favorites. The upcoming film is set to play a key role in the MCU's future, with a stellar cast featuring top-tier stars. The fourth Captain America movie is shaping up to be a big one. Here's what we know so far about Captain America: Brave New World. The movie is set to release on February 14, 2025, following Deadpool and Wolverine. Originally slated for July 26th, the release was pushed back to allow for reshoots after some negative feedback from test audiences. It's directed by Nigerian-American filmmaker Julius Ona, best known for his 2019 drama Loose. The script is written by the Falcon and the Winter Soldier showrunner Malcolm Spellman and Dylan Munson, ensuring Sam Wilson's journey as the new Captain America stays consistent in the MCU. Captain America originally started with Chris Evans' Steve Rogers, the World War II hero who gained superpowers from the Super Soldier Serum. Steve completed his journey as Cap in Avengers Endgame, retiring after traveling back in time to spend his life with Peggy Carter. Before stepping down, he passed his shield to Sam Wilson. At first, Sam didn't feel right about taking on the role and gave up the shield, even though the world needed a new Captain America. In The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Steve's best friend Bucky Barnes encouraged Sam to take the shield. Together, they faced a group of terrorists called the Flag Smashers, who believed life was better during the blip. Throughout the series, Sam struggled with the idea of becoming Captain America, but eventually embraced the responsibility. Director Julius Ona shared that Captain America 4 is really Sam's coming out show, focusing on Sam's journey as the new Captain America. Ona explained that the movie will put Sam through his paces, highlighting the challenges he faces working within the government and the tough decisions he'll have to make. Sam, who started as a soldier and became the Falcon, will undergo a transformation as the film explores what truly makes someone Captain America. Ona added, Sam's perspective will sometimes clash with the president. He also teased intense action, noting, "This is a guy who can break, who can bleed, and we get to push him to the limits." Tim Blake Nelson is returning as Samuel Stearns, aka the Leader, in Captain America 4. He first appeared as Stearns in The Incredible Hulk, where he began transforming into the Leader after being exposed to Bruce Banner's blood. In a recent interview, Nelson shared that this new film will be a very much reality-based superhero movie, especially when it comes to his character. Rather than relying heavily on CGI, the filmmakers are using a more practical approach to bring the Leader to life. Fans can also expect a more comic-accurate version of Samuel Stearns in this movie. Executive producer Nate Moore teased, "The Samuel Stearns you met in The Incredible Hulk is a bit different now." In addition to Tim Blake Nelson's Leader, Captain America 4 will feature the return of several Hulk characters. Liv Tyler is back as Betty Ross, reprising her role from Phase 1, while Harrison Ford is stepping in as her father, General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross, fueling speculation that the movie might tie up some loose ends from The Incredible Hulk. Emily Van Camp will return as Sharon Carter, and Sebastian Stan will be back as Bucky. Danny Ramirez returns as Joaquin Torres, Carl Lumbly as Isaiah Bradley, Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Valentina, and Rosa Salazar will join the cast as Rachel Leeton, also known as Diamondback. Marvel dropped an official breakdown and trailer revealing some new story details. It kicks off with a tense White House meeting where Sam Wilson faces off against the newly elected President Thaddeus Ross. This is Harrison Ford's first time in the MCU, taking over the role from the late William Hurt. Sam and Ross have history. Ross had Sam and the Avengers arrested during Captain America Civil War when he was Secretary of State. Now, as president, Ross wants to make Captain America an official military position, but things get tricky when Sam is dragged into an international incident with retired super soldier Isaiah Bradley as the main suspect. The trailer ends with Sam in a thrilling chase, leading to a showdown that teases the arrival of Red Hulk. The trailer also dropped some casting news, including Shira Haas playing a new version of Ruth Bat Seraph, reimagining Sabre as a former Black Widow. At Marvel's panel during the 2024 San Diego Comic-Con, they dropped some more exciting details about Captain America: Brave New World. Fans got a sneak peek at President Ross transforming into Red Hulk, and they revealed that adamantium is finally making its way into the MCU. In this universe, it's explained as being created from the bodies of Celestials. Since adamantium is such a big deal in Marvel, this opens up a ton of possibilities for the MCU. It's especially significant for characters like Wolverine, whose story is closely tied to it. This could set the stage for an Earth 616 version of Logan, but it probably won't happen while Hugh Jackman is still Wolverine in the main movies. The Comic-Con also confirmed that Giancarlo Esposito will play Sidewinder in the upcoming film. As the leader of the Serpent Society in the comics, Sidewinder is a notable addition to the Captain America: Brave New World cast and hints at the Serpent Society being introduced into the MCU, possibly leading to more appearances from this villainous group in the future. Thunderbolts, May 2, 2025. Thunderbolts has been pretty mysterious, and fans are still trying to figure out what the asterisk in the title means. Some think the full title will be revealed at the end of the movie, possibly as Dark Avengers or even just Avengers. Others speculate it might have something to do with Red Hulk. While we don't have all the answers about that asterisk yet, we do have the trailer, which offers some major clues about what's coming in the MCU. The footage is similar to what was shown at the recent San Diego Comic-Con and D23 Expo, but now we can really break it down and dive into the big details it reveals. Black Widow had its highs and lows, but one thing most Marvel fans agree on is that Yelena Belova, played by Florence Pugh, and Red Guardian, played by David Harbour, were standout additions to the MCU. So it makes perfect sense that the Thunderbolts trailer opens up with their reunion. Even though they're not actually related, Yelena and Alexei still see each other as father and daughter, with Alexei trying to stay positive for her despite his not-so-great situation. There is also a rumor that Melina Vostokov, played by Rachel Weisz, might make a return in Thunderbolts, even though she doesn't appear in the trailer. Florence Pugh has hinted that we'll get to see a very different side of Yelena in this film, compared to her appearances in Black Widow and Hawkeye. Yelena mentions feeling adrift and without purpose, saying her job leaves her unfulfilled even if it involves a fair bit of killing. With two stars from Black Widow reuniting in Thunderbolts, it makes sense that two actors from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier are back together too. While Sam Wilson, played by Anthony Mackie, is off digging into a government conspiracy in Captain America: Brave New World, his frenemy Bucky Barnes, played by Sebastian Stan, is working behind the scenes. It looks like the former brainwashed assassin has scored a government gig, but we know he'll be using his Winter Soldier skills soon enough. Also returning from the Disney Plus series is John Walker, played by Wyatt Russell, who we last saw as U.S. Agent. After starting as the new Captain America, Walker fell from grace and became a disgraced war criminal. Now, he's fully embraced his mercenary side, and on top of that, he's also a dad. Yelena's seemingly straightforward job takes a wild turn when she ends up in a mysterious bunker and suddenly gets shot at by John Walker. Things get even crazier when two semi-reformed villains join the mix: Taskmaster, played by Olga Kurylenko from Black Widow, and Ghost, played by Hannah John Kamen from Ant-Man and the Wasp. Both characters have new looks that are more in line with their comic book counterparts. The four anti-heroes end up in an epic fight, but their showdown is interrupted by a guy named Bob, played by Lewis Pullman. Yelena quickly figures out they were all brought to the bunker for a reason, probably by the same person. Her suspicions are confirmed when they realize they're trapped in the bunker with no way out. Now, every character shown in the trailer is known since they've appeared before, except for Bob. So, who exactly is he? Well, we think we have a solid guess. Bob is probably short for Robert Reynolds, aka Sentry, a superpowered character with a dark secret. The Thunderbolts trailer almost confirms Bob's true identity. At one point, he appears with bullet holes in his clothes, but his skin shows no injuries. Plus, there's a quick shot that includes Sentry's logo later on. It'll be intriguing to see whether he becomes a friend or a foe to the Thunderbolts. Let's hope for the former. Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus, seems to be the real mastermind behind the Thunderbolts, keeping up her mysterious vibe in the MCU since Phase 4 kicked off. Not much is known about her, except for her previous marriage to Agent Everett Ross, which we learned in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. She's kinda being set up as the anti-Nick Fury, with a lot of power, influence, and resources. In the trailer, we see Valentina at a dinner party, surrounded by some pretty cool artifacts from the MCU, including Loki's scepter from the earlier Avengers movies. This could suggest she's involved with a museum, showcasing trophies from some of the MCU's biggest villains. It also looks like she might own Avengers Tower, which was sold in Spider-Man: Homecoming. While that hasn't been confirmed, the penthouse layout in the trailer looks a lot like the iconic Avengers spot. Towards the end of the Thunderbolts trailer, things get intense as Yelena, Red Guardian, and John Walker are suddenly chased by Bucky Barnes, played by Sebastian Stan. Walker's shocked reaction is just like the audience's when Bucky starts shooting at his future teammates. Plus, he uses the explosive disc device from Captain America: The Winter Soldier, raising some questions about his mental state. This dramatic moment suggests that Bucky might be dealing with his past and possibly slipping back into his brainwashed mindset. The trailer hints at some deeper themes of identity and control, leaving fans curious about Bucky's journey and the potential drama within the Thunderbolts team. The Fantastic Four, July 25, 2025. The Fantastic Four reboot is probably the most awaited Marvel movie right now, and we're finally getting close to seeing it in theaters. The multiverse saga is still moving ahead, even with the letdowns from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and other recent films. There's still plenty of excitement for Marvel, especially after the success of this summer's Deadpool threequel. After a bunch of delays and changes in Disney and Marvel Studios' busy release schedule for the coming years, it looks like the Fantastic Four: First Steps will finally hit theaters on July 25, 2025. This movie is expected to kick off Phase 6 of the MCU. It's no surprise that Marvel hasn't revealed many plot details yet, but we can gather from the new artwork announcing the cast that the creative team might be sticking to the characters' space origins. Traditionally, the Fantastic Four's powers come from exposure to cosmic rays that were supposed to be deadly, but instead gave them unique abilities. However, Marvel head Kevin Feige has hinted before that since most people are familiar with the basics, they might take a different approach, similar to how they introduced Spider-Man. The official promotional material confirms the rumors that the movie will be set in the 1960s. With the multiverse in play, the Fantastic Four will be coming from a completely different reality when they team up with Earth's mightiest heroes and everyone else appearing in the next 2 Avengers movies. As for who will play the next Doctor Doom, that's still up in the air. The first movie is expected to impress right away, with fresh takes on the Silver Surfer and Galactus. These are 2 major characters who could have significant storylines in the current MCU, so fingers crossed they stick around longer than just one film with their early introduction. The Fantastic Four is a crucial movie for Marvel Studios, especially given the string of disappointing live-action adaptations in the past. They want to ensure that both die-hard fans and casual viewers are excited about the reboot, not just riding on brand recognition. We believe the fantastic cast they've assembled will definitely help with that. Pedro Pascal will take on the role of Reed Richards. Vanessa Kirby plays Sue Storm. Joseph Quinn will portray her brother Johnny Storm. Ebon Moss-Bachrach takes on the role of Ben Grimm after a stint as David Liverman, aka Micro, in Netflix's The Punisher series. Now we know they're joined by Julia Garner as Shalla-Bal Silver Surfer, Ralph Ineson as Galactus, and Paul Walter Hauser, Natasha Lyonne, and John Malkovich in mystery roles, while Robert Downey Jr. as Victor Von Doom hasn't been confirmed yet. The chances of this Avengers-level villain making at least a major cameo in the movie are very high. And no, fan favorite Mr. Fantastic actor John Krasinski won't be reprising the role after having a surprise cameo in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Mind you, we could be seeing him again thanks to multiversal events and whatnot. However, the MCU's main Reed Richards is Pedro Pascal, who is arguably one of the busiest actors in Hollywood right now and already was in the Star Wars side of the Disney family as Din Djarin, aka The Mandalorian. For the Fantastic Four First Steps, John Watts, who directed the last Spider-Man trilogy, was initially set to take the helm but opted to focus on the Star Wars series Skeleton Crew instead. Now, Matt Shakman, known for WandaVision, will be directing the movie. Aside from the Fantastic Four, Matt Shakman has directed some pretty cool stuff. He worked on 2 episodes of Game of Thrones in 2017, which scored a solid 9.2. He also directed an episode of The Great in 2020, a show that sits at an 8.1 rating. Plus, he directed episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which has been a fan favorite and holds an 8.8 rating. It's clear he knows his way around different genres and how to tell a good story. The script has seen numerous changes and different writers over time, with people like Eric Pearson and Cameron Squires previously attached. As far as we know, the script going into production has been finalized by Josh Friedman, with relatively unknown writers Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer also contributing at some point. Jess Hall, who worked on WandaVision and Monarch: Legacy of Monsters, will reunite with Shakman for the cinematography. The score for this sci-fi adventure will be composed of Marvel Studios veteran Michael Giacchino, known for projects like Werewolf by Night and Spider-Man: No Way Home. Blade, November 7, 2025. When Mahershala Ali was working on the Marvel series Luke Cage for Netflix, he let Marvel Studios know that he wanted to star in a remake of Blade, the superhero franchise featuring the sword-wielding half-vampire originally played by Wesley Snipes, who is credited with helping kickstart the superhero cinema renaissance. Marvel wisely agreed. Since then, though, the film has had a rocky road with 2 directors, Bassam Tariq and Jan Demange, stepping away, and at least 6 screenwriters have been involved in writing the script. This bumpy development process has led to Blade being pushed back twice, from 2023 to 2024, and then again to a November 7, 2025 release date. While it seems unlikely that it will stick to that date, Marvel hasn't officially delayed it yet, so let's keep our fingers crossed that it comes out next year without being rushed. How Blade will connect to the MCU is still a bit unclear, but Mahershala Ali did make an audio-only cameo in one of the post-credit scenes of Eternals alongside Kit Harington's Dane Whitman. When Blade was first announced at SDCC 2019, Kevin Feige said it would be part of Phase 5 of the MCU. This meant it would come after events in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness and other Phase 4 films like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and the upcoming Fantastic Four. However, since the film's release has now been pushed to Phase 6, it will actually come out after Fantastic Four. There's a chance that Blade could be set in the past, similar to how Marvel approached Black Widow and Captain Marvel. This could affect how the movie fits into the MCU timeline. As of now, we don't have official details about the exact setting or timeline, but hopefully we'll get more information as production gets underway. In a recent chat with Black Tree TV, Kevin Feige hinted that the movie will be R-rated. He mentioned, "There were some great Blade movies years ago. They were all R-rated." So I think that's, like Deadpool, inherent with the character of Blade. For the last 2 years, as we've been trying to crack that movie, the most important thing for us is not rushing it and making sure we are making the right Blade movie. Later, in an exclusive interview with Coming Soon, Feige confirmed that they are indeed developing an R-rated Blade. He said, "We've been working on a Blade movie for a very long time and aren't going to start that movie until we've got it exactly right. But those movies were R-rated, and it does seem like that is part of what is inherent about the Blade character." Yeah, so that's an R-rated movie we're developing as well. So, where appropriate, I think we'll certainly do that. So at least that's good news among all the delays. Well, that's it. Which upcoming Marvel movie are you most excited about, and what characters do you hope to see more of? Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to the channel to get updated regularly with the latest update. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you at the next one.